It started with a date written in pencil. No explanation, no context. Just a single day, repeated over and over again in the margins of children's notebooks. At first, teachers assumed it was nothing. Kids fixate on strange things. Numbers, patterns, inside jokes that adults don't understand. But when every student in the same classroom wrote the same date without being told to, someone finally asked why. None of the children could explain it. They only said it felt important. The school was located in a quiet town where nothing ever happened. One main road, a handful of shops, generations of families who all knew each other. The kind of place where rumors traveled fast and died quickly. This one didn't die. It spread. The classroom belonged to 12 children, all between the ages of 9 and 11. Different backgrounds, different home lives, some friends, some barely spoke. Yet every single one of them wrote the same date. November 17th, teachers confiscated notebooks. Parents were notified. A school counselor was brought in. She asked the children individually where the date came from, whether someone had suggested it, whether it was part of a game. The answers were unsettlingly consistent. They said they dreamed it. The dreams were always the same. They described standing somewhere dark, watching something approach. Sometimes it was fire, sometimes water, sometimes nothing at all. Just the certainty that the date mattered, that something ended there. The counselor documented everything and recommended monitoring. Nightmares in children weren't unusual, but mass hysteria was rare. Still, there was no immediate danger. No threats, no violent imagery, just a date. Adults moved on. The children didn't. Over the next weeks, behavior changed. Some kids became withdrawn, others anxious. A few started giving away possessions. One boy told his mother he wouldn't need his winter coat. A girl cried when her father talked about her next birthday, insisting she wouldn't reach it. Parents grew alarmed. Psychologists were consulted. Tests administered. No signs of abuse, no toxins, no shared trauma. EEGs showed elevated stress responses, but nothing pathological. Doctors concluded the children were feeding off each other's fears. That explanation fell apart when one child moved away. Her family relocated suddenly for work. New town, new school. No contact with her old classmates. Weeks later, her new teacher called the parents in. The girl had written a date repeatedly in her notebook. The same date, November 17th. By early autumn, the town was uneasy. Parents whispered at grocery stores. Church attendance increased. Some families pulled their children from school entirely. Others demanded answers from officials who didn't have any. Then the first incident happened. A boy from the class was struck by a car while walking home. A tragic accident, no fault assigned. He survived for 2 days in intensive care before complications set in. He died quietly, surrounded by family. The date was November 17th. The town reeled. Grief counselors were dispatched. Police investigated. There was no connection to the dreams, no sign of foul play, just a coincidence. Then came the second death, a house fire, electrical malfunction, a girl from the same classroom. Her parents escaped. She didn't. Firefighters said it spread too fast. She was found in her bed, clutching a notebook. Inside was the date, November 17th. Panic set in. School was closed. Authorities urged calm. Statisticians were consulted to explain probability clusters. But no explanation could account for what came next. In the following hours, a third child drowned. A fourth collapsed from an undiagnosed heart condition. Another vanished during a family trip, last seen walking toward a riverbank. All on the same day, all November 17th. By nightfall, every child from the classroom was dead or missing, except one. The last child was found alive, sitting alone in the empty schoolroom. Lights off, desk neat. The date written once. Doctors kept the child under observation. No injuries, no signs of trauma. When asked how they survived, the answer was simple. I remember. That single word baffled everyone. Remembered what? The child refused to elaborate. Over time, they stopped speaking about the event entirely. Eventually, they were adopted by relatives and moved away. Records sealed. Case closed. Officially, the deaths were unrelated tragedies. Unofficially, something else was happening. Years later, researchers noticed patterns in historical records. Other towns, other schools, always small, always quiet, always children between similar ages, always a shared date. In some cases, the children died. In others, they disappeared. Rarely, one survived. The survivors shared one trait. They remembered something the others didn't. What they remembered varied. Some spoke of dream, where they were told they could leave if they woke up in time. Others described choosing not to follow something into the dark. A few claimed they were warned. Warned by whom was never clear. Folklore experts began connecting the cases to old myths, stories of collective fate, of children being claimed together, of communities marked by something unseen. In many cultures, children were believed to be more sensitive to thresholds, to moments where the future presses too close to the present. Modern psychologists rejected this, but the patterns remained. The dates were never random. They always corresponded with something else. A flood, a fire, a structural collapse, a moment when many lives could end, but only some were taken. As if the event itself was larger than the victims. As if the children weren't predicting their deaths, they were remembering them. One theory suggests time isn't strictly linear. That under certain conditions, stress, proximity, shared environment, memories leak backward. Children with less rigid perception may experience echoes of what's coming. If that's true, then the children didn't imagine their end. They already lived it. And the one who survived? Perhaps they were the only one who learned how to forget. Today, schools don't talk about these cases. Records are scattered, families bound by silence or grief. But occasionally, a teacher still notices something strange. A date, written repeatedly, in a child's notebook. And the unease begins again. Because the most terrifying part